I came into the country with a B1 visa last October.
Right.
My I-94 expired in April. But before it expired, I applied for, I did apply for extension. So I filed the I-539.
Right.
Yeah, I-539, yeah. So I filed that, but I got married in April, days after I filed for my extension.
Oh, wait, okay. Whoa. Why did you file for an extension and say I wanted to be a visitor here, and then go get you married a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Okay. Because those are two different things. Because you're telling. All right. Well, we'll finish the rest of the story. But now, my antennas are up because I think you may have a problem. Let's continue.
Okay. Yeah. So why I filed for an extension was because I didn't want to go out of status. That's why I filed for an extension. I didn't want to go out of status. But say I filed for the extension 4th of April. We got married on the 22nd of April. Sometime in August, say the first week in August, I got a letter asking for a request for evidence letter for a couple evidences for them to make a decision. But because we're already having plans to file for a green card, and all the evidences they asked for, yeah?
Yeah, okay. So this is your issue. Okay. You should not be responding to that, because when you apply for an extension of your visitor's visa, it's like it's the same as if you're coming into the airport with a visitor's visa. Same exact concept. You're coming into the airport with a visitor's visa. You're applying for an extension of your visitor's visa status. You're saying to the government when you come to the airport, I'm coming to visit and I'm going home. When you apply for your extension, you are saying, I am going to continue my visit and I will be going home. That doesn't jive with filing that and getting married to a U.S. citizen 2 weeks later, because in your head, you were never planning on going home. You were never planning on this just being a visit. You were planning on staying and getting a green card. So now, in an effort to stay in legal status, you actually screwed yourself, believe it or not. Because it is a fundamental misrepresentation what you did just by filing, getting married, and now you're going to be applying for your green card, because they're going to say you lied in that application. You were never planning on going home. So, A, you should not be filing for any response to that RFE, all right, because that would be doubling your misrepresentation. 2, you should be immediately filing an adjustment, but be very well aware that if immigration follows the law and the rules, which they generally do, but sometimes, they let things slide. If they do follow the law and the rules, you're going to need a misrepresentation waiver.
Okay.
So you got a problem. Now, the good news is that you're speaking to a very good lawyer who has told you about this problem in advance. So therefore, if we know about it in advance, it shouldn't sneak up on you, and we can do things to prepare to counteract this problem, such as have a really good waiver ready. Have explained to the officer, I really didn't try to make a misrepresentation. I was actually trying to follow the law. But by trying to follow the law, you were making a misrepresentation. I think at this point, you filing anything and you doing anything, you have already shown yourself and everybody watching here that you're screwing this up. So hold on 1 second, all right?
I was listening to you, but I think you touched base on the topic, but there's another question I want to ask you.
Sure.
My husband was deported about 9.5 years ago. I did came to your office and spoke to someone, and she told me that he had to wait the full 10 years. He's also in Freeport, Bahamas. He did an interview last year. Of course, they deny him.
Why was he deported?
He was deported for overstayed.
That's it.
This is his second deport. His first deportation, he came back. They gave him I think it's a visa.
He actually has a 20-year bar.
When he went to his interview, they told him he had 10 years.
Okay.
Come back in 10 years.
Okay, good. Okay.
Which in his 10 years will be up in 2020.
Okay.
That was the second. Now, as you guys already know, they're doing the boat from the Bahamas, because he's one of the individuals that literally is walking the street right now.
You're gonna have to send him money, because they're not gonna let him back. just because of the hurricane.
Oh, because that's the question that he was asking. If he came on,
no, they're not
going to let him in.
No, send him money, get him some shelter.
So he can't. What is it? So he can't. He can't file anything.
No, because he was removed twice, so there's no waiver for that.
Okay.
All right. So send him money.
So he has to wait the 10 years.
Send him money, get him shelter, and then go from there. And I'm not sure. He may even have a longer bar, so I would need to look at this. All right?
All right. So I'm asking for a friend. So she actually came up on a visitor's visa, and she came to stay with her sister, which was married to this gentleman. But she actually moved out. The sister moved out, and she started taking care of the gentleman, which is sick. But they actually fell in love and want to get married. He wants to help her to get her green card.
Okay, sounds good.
So what's the chances of getting the green card? Because he's not working, as I said, he's sick. So
if he's a U.S. citizen, they should get married this month and get an affidavit of support from a second person before October 15th, before the laws change.
So it wouldn't be scrutinized? See, the fact that the sister was already married to him before?
That the sister was already married to him. Yes, of course, everything's going to be scrutinized. But love is love. Love is crazy. What can I tell you?
Okay.
If it's a real marriage and it's a legitimate, then that's all it is.
Okay.
All right?
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard stories where, Belgium Kim, I've heard stories like this before, where man's married to one woman and then has an affair with the sister, or vice versa. Yeah. I've heard them. I mean, it's crazy, movie scripts, but yeah, it happens.
We have like a similar thing in my family. It happens.
You do?
Yeah. We absolutely do have like siblings ended up dating siblings and swapped. And
I mean, they're going to have to prove it's a legitimate marriage. They're going to have a lot of questions, but legitimate is legitimate.
Right, absolutely.
Illegitimate's, something that's not bona fide is different.
Okay.
All right.
So I'm calling about my immigration issue. I came here 2015 June and with F1 visa,
right?
And I got married on July 2015.
30 days later.
Yeah.
Okay.
30 days later, I got married, and I applied for asylum 90 days later. So I had my asylum interview.
Why did you apply for asylum if you married a U.S. citizen?
No. He's not a U.S. citizen.
Okay.
He's not a resident.
Nothing. He's a nothing.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I had my asylum interview 2017
on
November. Since then, I've not heard any response from the
officer.
From the officer. So I decided to apply for advance parole to attend my sister's wedding, which was denied because they said it's not emergency for me to leave. Do you think?
Well, let me ask you a question. Is your sister's wedding in the country where you applied for?
No, my sister's wedding is very far. It's in Benin, and I'm not
different country. Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Country.
So I don't know. I have no idea what's going on with your case, but we can certainly find out and then figure out what we're going to do from there. But if you're calling me up on the show and basically your question is, Brad, I came in 2015. I filed for asylum in 2017. I haven't heard. What's going on? I don't know, but we can figure it out.
Yeah, but I have a lawyer. I asked the lawyer to apply for mandate, but till now he has not getting back to me. Is there any way that I can have two lawyers? Can I hire you guys?
You can hire me and fire the other lawyer. You don't need two lawyers. Too many chefs in the kitchen spoil the stew. But you can certainly fire one lawyer and hire another lawyer.
Okay.
Right,
so how long does mandate that take? If I want to apply for that, or do you guys have to go through the paper and see if I qualify for it?
Well, I just want to make sure that you have a good asylum case before we file a mandamus. Because we want to make sure that when we file a mandamus that you're going to have a positive outcome. You don't want to have a negative outcome. So we got to review it.
I actually filed for FM, female.
Okay, right, yeah, I understand, right, FMG. But if that's the case and you can document it, by all means, we should be looking into this. So hold on one second, okay?
I'm married to a U.S. citizen, and I'm about to file my adjustment of status. However, we don't have a good relationship with our landlord.
Okay.
And I just wanted to know, what the chances are of the impact, the negative impact it would create if, we had our mail sent to another address apart from our physical address?
If
It?
It's going to be sent to somebody else's home, it's a problem. If you're going to want to get a P.O. box, that's fine. And share a P.O. box with your spouse, that's fine.
Oh, get a P.O. box?
Yes.
Okay, so that would be like a personal.
Yeah, you go to like a mailbox, etc., or a UPS store, or a FedEx store. You can, or at the United States Postal Service has them, and you get a contract for you and your spouse. You want all your mail to be picked up at this P.O. box instead of your home.
Okay, all right, thank you. So the next question is filling out the I-485 form. Do I put my new name on it, which is my husband's name, or I can put my family name that I had?
What do you like better?
Well, I was thinking that one is more important now that I've changed it.
It's a modern world. You can take his name. You don't have to. Whether you take his name or not is going to make no difference on whether you get approved or not. It's just going to make a difference on how you're going to be known and what's going to be on your green card and your social and your driver's license. That's up to you. So whichever one you like better. By the way, I'm a very traditional guy. Like if I get married, I want my wife to take my name. I feel insulted if they didn't.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
But it has nothing to do with. But it has nothing to do with immigration. That's just a man thing.
Okay. Awesome. So, I've been to your office before, and I'm also considering hiring you or one of your lawyers. However, to put the papers in, I don't have the money to hire the lawyer now. So after I put the papers in, how long in advance or before my interview do I need to hire the lawyer?
As soon as possible, because you don't know when your interview is coming.
Okay, so as soon as I get a receipt or something like that?
As soon as you have the money.
Oh, the money. Okay. All right, no problem.
The sooner the better, because you don't know when your interview is coming. But that's just, that's just practical.
I filled out my I-90 form to renew my green card in August. I was on food stamps and Medicaid. Would that affect?
You already filed the I-485?
No, the I-90.
The I-90? No, it won't affect you at all. Won't affect you at all.
Even if I'm on it still?
Even if you're on it still.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Alrighty.
Sleep tight.
Do you know how soon I would get it though?
I don't know. Sometimes it takes 8 weeks, sometimes 12 weeks, sometimes 16 weeks. Crazy these days.
Okay, because I did the fingerprinting and everything already.
All right. Should be coming soon.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Let's go to Roshan in Louisville, Kentucky. Roshan.
Hello.
How are you?
How are you, sir? How are you, bad, sir?
What's going on?
Well, I have two questions real quick. I married to the 2012 to the U.S. citizen, and 2014 I came into the United States, and 2015 I physically separate, not legally divorced,
right?
But separated from 2015. Since being 5 and 6 years, I'm separated from her. She lives in Kansas City. I live in Louisville, Kentucky. So my question is, do I need to file first for U.S. citizen, or do I need to file for her first?
All right. So you got married, you got your green card, but you don't have, and you got it through this marriage. You have your 10-year. You've had a green card now for more than 5 years, right?
I have green card for 10 years.
10 years, yeah. No, you don't have to divorce her. You can file for your citizenship. You just have to prove good moral character for 5 years. That's the end of it. And they may question the validity of your marriage going back to the day you got your green card. And I'm sure it was a good marriage at some point in time. So you don't need to divorce her. If you choose to divorce her, that has nothing to do with your immigration.
Just have two questions. There's two misconceptions. I don't know what's going on here. About the public charge, I have filed for my wife in July this year already. She came on a visitor visa, and we have one kid together. He's American born, and we have a Medicaid on him, and she has a chip because she's pregnant again. Will she be affected?
You filed the adjustment already?
Yes, we have.
Okay, so you won't, as long as the adjustment's filed before October 15th, it's the old laws. The government assistance is for an unborn child and your U.S. citizen child. So under the old laws, you'll be fine.
Yes, that's all we have. We don't have any other
so
thing.
It's fine.
And then I'm a permanent resident, and I have no claims or no housing or nothing.
You're a permanent resident, or so you did not file an adjustment application for her, or you did?
No, I did file it because F2A is current.
Okay, I hope she was here for more than 90 days before you put it in.
Oh, yes. Okay, fine. We filed it after 91 days.
Perfect, yeah, so you're fine.
So the public charge should not be applied to her because we don't have any Medicaid.
The public charge does apply to her, but the fact that the Medicaid is for an unborn U.S. citizen child and a U.S. citizen child, shouldn't affect her case, although they do look at the totality of circumstances. Is your income 125% above the poverty level? If not, do you have a second affidavit support from somebody else?
Yes, I put the both affidavit. Mine was around about 26, and I also have another one which is 50,000.
Perfect. You'll be okay.
So everything is going smooth. I can still keep the chip for her?
Well, I mean, you're better off to get off of it if you have any concerns. But, most importantly is that you have healthy...
Their website is showing me, I read it on their website, and it says it will only be affected, the postmark, from that day onwards, not the one before that.
I understand that, but I'm telling you what, under the old laws, they still look at the totality of circumstances.
It's better to get off, you think?
It's always better to get off, but what's more important is that you have healthy children.
Oh, yes, that's right.
All right, so if you can't have a healthy child without this, then you got to keep on it.
Well, what about this? Well, since we got the chip and baby gets born and everything is fine, and when we pay them back, how's that? If we pay them back before the interview, can we do that?
If you can, I mean, I think you're still going to be okay with an affidavit support from somebody else who makes over $50,000. But, if you're asking me, are you better off to go on an interview with or without, the government assistance, then obviously without.
Oh, when we get the baby born after chip and everything, she get prenatal and all that. But we're
splitting hairs. The answer is yes. The answer is yes. But, again, we're splitting hairs. The law says you're still entitled to a green card, but what they do is it's a discretionary decision. They look at everything and say, can you support this woman above 125% above the poverty level, which is different than in October 15th, that if you earn less than $62,000 a year, the presumption is that you can't. Okay? Right. So the presumption is if you have a tax return that's 125% above the poverty level or an affidavit of support that's 125% above the poverty level, the presumption is you can support her above the poverty level, but they look at the totality of circumstances. They could still say, well, your children took Medicaid, so you can't. Now, what happens in October 15th is it reverses. If you earn less than $62,000, the presumption is you can't. And it's for you to prove you can. So there's a difference.
That's right.
Okay?
And, my question was, after this, I understand completely what you're just saying, but I'm saying when the baby is born, and I cannot pay that back, the chip amount.
I don't know enough about, paying back. But if there's a way you can do it, yes, that would be helpful.
Yes, I asked the Texas representative. They say, you can pay this back.
Do it.
So then you can just go ahead and say, okay, I paid it already.
Right. And then that eliminates any issue like, I paid them back, so there was no government assistance.
All right, there you go. That's the only concern I have. And one more, does it affect my citizenship? I have 2 more years to go.
No.
Okay. All right. Thank you, buddy.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you.
Okay.
I have a quick question for my friend. She got a green card by June this year. Can she file for kids?
Yes.
Now?
Yes.
Oh, she just got a green card by June. Just the 2 years. Can she
could have filed in June. The day she gets a green card, she could file for them, even with the 2 year.
Oh, okay. So how long do you think it can take?
How old are the kids?
14 and 12.
Where are they?
They're in Nigeria.
About 2 years.
2 years.
Yep. Why isn't the husband filed? The husband will be faster.
Yeah, well, I don't know why because that's not a biological father.
So what?
So she was like, maybe people were saying, she got married here with another person.
No. Let the father file. It's faster.
Let the who?
Whoever the U.S. citizen is should be filing for these kids, not the resident. It'll be faster.
Oh, okay. So, another question when you said that. Okay, so if the husband filed for the kids, are they going to bear the husband name or they're going to keep their last name?
They'll take their real last name.
They will have the last name? They can't have the husband's last name?
They can have either name they want.
Okay.
It's a free country.
People say different. People say different things, so that's what
whatever they choose. Whatever they choose.
If the husband file for the kids, they're going to bear the husband's last name. So that's why I was like, okay, don't worry, I'm going to call you and ask for the question.
Just put whatever their name is on their birth certificate, that's the name they go by, and they can always change their name when they come here, or you can put the husband's name on. It doesn't really matter. Just most important is that there's a bona fide marriage between you and the U.S. citizen, and the marriage happened before the children were 18. He should be the one filing for them.
Okay, so when he filed for them, it's going to take like how long?
Maybe 18 months.
18 months. So if she filed, it's going to be 2 years. But
or even longer. Or even longer if the priority date's retrogress.
Okay, so but if the husband filed, it's going to be 18 months.
Correct.
Okay, all right.
There's a sister who came here. Her mother was here, and her senior sister was here. Her mother has a green card. Then she came to her sister, to the mother, where they are living together. But unfortunately, because why she came is because the husband's family, they are torturing her. They beat her a lot because there was a time when
the husband. Wait, let me understand because I'm having trouble hearing you. But let me understand what you're saying. A woman came. She was living with her mother. Then she lived with the husband's family. I guess she got married at some point, and the husband's family was abusing her. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that is in the country, in our country.
The husband's family was abusing her here in America or in another country?
No, in another country. That's why she left.
That's why she left and came here to America.
Yes.
And she was living with her. And she was living with her mother here.
Yes.
Okay.
So the senior sister too was here. So, but along the line, the senior sister started fighting her. So
wait, who's fighting her now in America? Who's she fighting with?
The senior sister was telling her she should go back. She should go back to where she was from, and she was wounded. Yeah, she was wounded when she came back to the state. They were treating her. So when she now came, when she was here, the sister sent her out. So she went to shelter. So the mother supposed to file for her so that she can be to have her paper. But because she's not seeing things, the sister, she went to the shelter.
Does anybody understand what she's saying? I'm really trying my hardest to listen. All right, I lost it when I don't know what sister and who she's fighting with, and then next thing I know, the mother was going to file for her, and the mother's here, but now she's in the shelter. And where did this fighting happen? In another country. And then the sister, after she got here, she and the sister were fighting. Did the sister come here and fight with her, or they were fighting over the phone? I'm absolutely lost.
Okay. When she came here, the sister was telling her to go back.
What sister? The sister called from what country is the sister in? Nigeria?
No, the sister is here. Yes, the sister is here. Her sister is a citizen here.
Okay, so the sister told her to go back. She kicked her out of mom's house, and now she's in a shelter.
Now she went to the shelter.
Okay, so what's the problem?
Through the hospital,
other than she's in the shelter, obviously.
It was through the hospital that the hospital looked for a shelter for her.
Wait, why is she in a hospital now? How'd she make it to a hospital?
Because, when she came, she was wounded.
She was wounded? Why doesn't she apply for asylum?
Yeah, let me continue. So she was wounded when she came, so she went to the hospital. So when the hospital saw this case...
she needs to apply for... When did she come here?
Huh?
When did she come to America?
Oh, she came 2014.
Did she apply for asylum in 2014?
Yes, she applied for asylum.
Okay, so so tell me what... All right, so it's now 2019. It's 5 years later. I assume she got treated well at the hospital and she's healthy again. What is your question today?
I want to ask about her, that they're pending the asylum. They gave her the paper to work.
All right, so your question is this. After all of that, I have an asylum claim pending for 5 years. What's going on with it? And the answer is they're doing last in, first out. So the people who are waiting the longest are like 2012, 13, 14. What we should do at this point is, if you want, I can take over the case, review the file. If it looks like a successful asylum claim, she should be filing a mandamus. Hold on one second.
Hey, actually, it's been like almost 6 months. Like this 19th will be 6 months that I faced the I-485 interview. But still now, I haven't heard anything. I mean, when we went for the interview, they just gave us a letter that your file is on review, and we'll let you know within 120 days. But still, no, I didn't heard anything.
So you can either sit on your tuchus and do nothing, or file a mandamus. We just literally filed a mandamus for a couple about 30 days ago. I just met them today. Abadir, who you always see in Abadir Sues the Government, did it. And they came in about a month ago. We filed the mandamus. They got their Stokes interview, and Abadir showed up at the Stokes interview with them last week. And the officer, after 10 minutes, said, "Why are you here? Obviously, it's a good marriage." And they handed the green card right on the spot, all within 4 weeks.
Wow.
So I said, Abadir, we need to get these people on our show. I mean, these are literally real situations where people resolve things really, really fast. So if you're waiting more than 120 days, you got two choices. You could sit on your tuchus, which is really sit on your and do nothing for the next, who knows, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, 3 years, 10 years, 100 years, I have no idea. Or you file a mandamus.
So I'm just wondering, how much does it cost, like approximately?
I'm joking. I have no idea what it costs. We got to sit down with you.
I have a couple questions. I filed for a K-1 visa last year. The petition was approved, but I only included one of my fiance's kids, and I didn't include the other one. So I have a couple questions. One, our interview is next week. Can I still tell them about the other kids, or just leave it alone because I don't want him to get denied?
Well, you can tell them about the other kid, but then it's going to delay everything.
Okay, all right, so we'll skip that. Next question.
But what you do want to do is say this child exists, because maybe in the future you want to sponsor the child, but we're just not sponsoring the person right now.
Okay, so it's totally okay if I mention that in the interview.
Mention that there is a child. We're not bringing that child with us at the moment.
Okay.
And that child should have been mentioned in the past, but you say I got to correct it, and there isn't one additional child.
Okay. All right, no problem. My next question is, when I had applied initially, had a great job, everything was going great, and then I got laid off somewhere in the middle of that. I will be starting another job in 2 weeks, but then our interview is next week. Can I give them the job letter?
Yes.
Or the affidavit of support?
Yes. And you still need your tax returns.
Yes, I have tax returns, and I got a letter from the bank saying my total deposits for the year.
Yeah, that's irrelevant. It's a job letter and tax returns.
Okay, perfect. Right. And I think that should be it. And the affidavit form, there are two that are listed online. Which one do I do for the P1? I-864. Okay, perfect. That's all my questions.
All right. Thanks for watching. For more Brad Show Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.